CJ Flyer back with the Fire, another YouTube video. In today's video, we have another NBA 2K24 Rebuild Restart Challenge, aka the Blow It Up Challenge, in which we have to trade all 5 of our starters at the beginning of the season. And the goal is to win an NBA championship within that first season. So far, we have not accomplished that. And the team that has stopped us the most, it seems, is the Boston Celtics, who will end up with a low seed and then just annihilate us as a 1, 2, or 3 seed in the first round. However, this time around, we are the Boston Celtics, so the Celtics cannot ruin us, unless, of course, you want to use the metaphor that we ruin ourselves. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself there. That's knock on wood. But yeah, we have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, and Derek White as the 5 starters of the Boston Celtics. Al Horford has taken a back seat and is on the bench this year to start the season. The exception being when Derek White, of course, is injured, then Al Horford gets in and plays. But, you know, for the sake of this video, this is preseason, and Derek White is healthy, so he is the 5th starter that gets traded. So right off the bat, you know, Jason Tatum, an MVP level talent. I just want to see if there's any other MVP players that are going to be offered for him. And so far, I'm not really seeing that. The best I'm seeing is Kyrie Irving, Jalen Brunson, there's that Michael Bridges, Nick Claxton package again. That's looking pretty nice. Tyrese Haliburton, Miles Turner. That's also a great package. We got Brandon Ingram. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns for Tatum and Al Horford. I might be okay with that. And that's the best of what we got. Now, in past videos, I've been solely relying on the trade finder. At least, you know, selecting our own players. However, I'm curious to see if we were to just say, you know, let's go for Joel Embiid. Would anything pop up in the trade finder? I doubt it. He's probably marked as untouchable, and that does seem to be the case. Same with Giannis, so that is a bit unfortunate. Dame as well. So it looks like these players are marked as untouchable, and that's why they're not initially showing up in the trade finder. I'm sure if we went to like Kawhi Leonard as well, nothing's popping up. James Harden, nope. Paul George, maybe. Yes, Paul George does show up. And that one does not surprise me because we did see him in a package in a previous video. We just did not make that trade. Now, we could exchange Jaylen Brown for Paul George. I think that'd be a pretty good get. So that is something we'll have to look into later. But yeah, that's kind of why I've been solely relying on, you know, Trade Finder for our own players, because unfortunately, you know, in real life, if you were to just put out and say, hey, we're looking for potential trade packages. You know, we have we have Jason Tatum available, and it's not for anything bad. It's just to see what's out there on the market. Then I would imagine that, you know, someone's going to offer a good quality player in return. But yeah, anyways, I'm just rambling here at this point. Let's look. These are the 2 best packages in my opinion. We got Tyrese Haliburton and Miles Turner. We got Michael Bridges and Nick Claxton. Now, we did Michael Bridges and Nick Claxton in the last video. We didn't get past the 2nd round, so maybe we change it up. Now, we've done Tyrese Haliburton in the previous video as well, but we did not get Miles Turner. So that is to be considered. Now, this might be the best value, and I would rather have Karl Anthony Towns over Al Horford just for the stamina alone. So that's something we need to look into. Trae Young wouldn't be too bad. This classic Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo duo. And yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with a lot of these, I don't think. There's some good ones, but I think overall, I like this one the most, and this is the trade we are going to do here today. We're going to get Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns for Jason Tatum and Al Horford. So without further ado, after we've done that, we need to go ahead and make those guys untradeable. Excuse me, untouchable, not untradeable. I've been saying untradeable a lot, haven't I? And let's see if a Paul George package appears for Jaylen Brown. Now this is not too bad. You get Chris Middleton and Bobby Portis for Jaylen Brown and Lamar Stevens. And okay, yeah, like I said, I made Karl Anthony Towns untouchable, but he's still popping up. Okay, this one here, DeJounte Murray and Clint Capella, not too bad. Again, I would like to see, well, this is good. Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson. I just really would like to see if there is a package available for Paul George. It's not popping up. It's not popping up at all. I'm not seeing Paul George showing up here in the trade finder. But then again, if I were to just head over here, search Paul George, and now we have no offers. That's interesting. No offers anymore. It looks like they're not thrilled. Not thrilled at all. So we still have Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Porzingis, and Derek White to trade away. Let's see what pops up for Drew Holiday. Not a whole lot of good offers for someone that's an A7 overall. There we go. De'Aaron Fox. I like that. Hold on. Who do we have again? We have Edwards and Towns. So we need a point guard. Maybe another big. I'd be okay with Towns being at center. And then some forwards. So guards and forwards. Guards and forwards. We have De'Aaron Fox on the table here. That would be a good exchange. Michael Bridges and Dorian Finney-Smith, that would also be a good exchange. Fred VanVleet, not excited about that. Bradley Beal and Yusuf Nurkic. I don't want to pair Nurkic again. This time, I want to avoid doing more than one big in the starting lineup if we can. This would be okay. Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins for Drew Holiday, Derek White. All right, so we got some good deals there. And then if we go ahead and put Porzingis in the trade finder here. Okay, we got Bam Adebayo showing up. We got not a lot of good options here. Nick Claxton and Ben Simmons. Not really feeling that one. Not liking. None of these are looking that great. I really don't want Yusuf Nurkic. If this was Beal and Porzingis straight up, I would feel much better about that. Draymond Green. I don't really want Draymond Green on this team. I'm sorry. I just don't. Yeah, okay. Not a lot of good options right there. I think we're going to start with a Jaylen Brown trade. And it looks like, yeah, this Chris Middleton one, obviously we're not doing this one because we're not trading Karl-Anthony Towns. We just got him. That's, we're not trading players back to back. I guess that's sort of an unofficial rule I've been making. We're not doing that. Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson, with Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench. That would be pretty solid. Spencer Dinwiddie and Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton I'd have coming off the bench. And yeah, I think that it's either that Bucks trade or this Knicks trade. And we've done both before. We've had teams with Middleton. We've had teams with Brunson. So it's tough. This is a tough one. And I guess this DeJounte Murray-Clint Capella trade's not too bad either. I'm going to lean towards Brunson. We're going to do the Brunson trade. Let's go ahead with it. I think we're getting some good value in return, so let's go ahead and do this one. Make the trade, and we're going to have Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench for this Celtics team. So now we have Anthony Edwards and Jalen Brunson as the two guards. We need to get rid of Drew Holiday, Porzingis, and Derek White, and then we have Towns as the big. Looking to see if we have any new trades for Drew Holiday. We have one here for Tobias Harris and Kelly Oubre Jr. Yeah, it's just not a whole lot of good value in return. This one's good. Lauri Markkanen and Kelly Olynyk. Nick Claxton, again, just doesn't fit the agenda for this team. Şengün, obviously a good pickup, but not really fitting what I'm looking for. Ooh, here we go. Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal would be good. I don't really want Gobert, so yeah, it's going to come down to, or do we want Lauri Markkanen or do we want Bradley Beal? I think everyone watching this right now is probably shouting Bradley Beal, and I would agree. So let's go ahead. We're going to do Bradley Beal. Obviously, Lauri Markkanen, you got the size. Beal's had a little bit of injury issues, but in 2K it's probably not going to be much of an issue. So we'll go ahead, add to untouchables. And now we're either going to put Edwards or Beal into that 3 spot. I don't really have much of a preference. I guess it'll probably be Edwards. And now we just have Porzingis and Derek White to deal. We could give up Porzingis for yet another guard in DeJounte Murray. But what we really need is some kind of like a power forward. Well, there you go. Lauri Markkanen. He can definitely slide into the power forward. That wouldn't be too bad. And some of these other ones, I mean, we have power forwards listed, but they're just not that good a quality for what we're giving up in Porzingis. So I think it's almost a no-brainer. We can do the trade for Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, but again, I'm not that high on Draymond Green. Don't really want him on the team. Kuzma, not really too high on him either for Porzingis. So I think, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna follow through with this Lauri Markkanen trade and put him at the power forward position. All right, last trade of the video, last starter. We have Derek White. Right off the bat, we get an offer for Kenyon Martin Jr. and Marcus Morris. I'd be okay with that. Bobby Portis, that would not be too bad. Lonzo Ball is technically supposed to be injured, but you know what? I'm just letting it slide. Isaac Okoro, that'd be okay. Clint Capella, we already have a center coming off the bench in Mitchell Robinson, so I don't really need that. Miles Bridges, John Collins, Malik Monk, Josh Hart. I mean, a lot of these guys are just guys that would most definitely be coming off the bench for this team. At this point, we already have 5 starter players. Ooh, Michael Porter Jr. That might be a good one. Good pickup right there. And CJ McCollum. Oh yeah, we're getting some good trade offers now. Oh man, wow. Okay, I need to look at the roster again. So the ones we're leaning towards now, I would say, is definitely that Michael Porter Jr. one and the CJ McCollum trade. Those are like my top 2 as far as winning a championship for this season. So again, the starting lineup right now is Jalen Brunson, Bradley Beal, Anthony Edwards, Lauri Markkanen, and Karl-Anthony Towns with Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench. We got Peyton Pritchard as a backup point guard. We got Kelly Olynyk, the return to Boston. And we have Cornette, of course, as well, Sam Hauser. So ideally, you know, another guard, that would not be too bad coming off the bench. Yeah, let's look again. So it would be either Michael Porter Jr. or CJ McCollum. I'm leaning towards CJ McCollum. I like Michael Porter Jr., but I don't think it's really a necessity because we have big players coming off the bench already. Let me look one more time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we already have some forwards, some bigs coming off the bench. I'd rather have like a good scoring guard, and I mean, having CJ McCollum coming off your bench, I mean, that's kind of unheard of, right? So, yeah, we're going to go through with this trade. I don't like giving up Olynyk for Cody Zeller, but it is what it is. So, actually, I wonder if I were to remove these guys, I wonder if the trade would still go through. I'm guessing probably not, but we can try. It's an illegal trade. The finances don't work, so that's why that does not happen. So let's go back in here. We're going to open it up one more time, and we're going to go through with that trade. All right, there we go. Accept the trade, and that will be all. So now, the roster. We have Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Bradley Beal, Lauri Markkanen, and Karl-Anthony Towns in no particular order as the 5 starters. And we still have CJ McCollum and Mitchell Robinson, who are starters on other teams, now coming off the bench. Now for the rest of this bench here, I mean, CJ can run the point or the shooting guard position. We have Peyton Pritchard to run the point guard as well, and then we have another big in Cody Zeller. So, I mean, if we're going 7 to 8 deep, I think we're fine. But if we go any more, it's going to get a little bit tricky. I mean, yeah, we got some guys that can fill in to make a backup 5 unit. Okay, let's go ahead, go into the rotations. And that is, oh, wow. I was not expecting this. I do not want Mitchell Robinson in here starting. No. Okay, get out of there. Let's go ahead. That's what I want. That right there. Mitchell Robinson should not be getting that many minutes. Calm down, 2K. Don't get too excited about positions, you know, positionless basketball. Come on now. Let's go ahead and give all these guys roughly 30 to 34 minutes. I think that would be pretty solid. Honestly, I'd give Mitchell Robinson even less minutes if I could. Why is Cody Zeller getting 17 minutes a game? Why are any of these guys getting that many minutes a game? I don't need to go that deep into the lineup. All right, CJ McCollum, let's go ahead, give all these guys some minutes here. Honestly, these guys should all be playing 3 quarters a game. And then we got McCollum. I mean, dude, CJ McCollum on any team is also getting another 30 minutes a game. So I don't see why we wouldn't be. putting him in for 3/4. And then, yeah, I guess Mitchell Robinson needs minutes. Are we really about to go 7 deep for the entire season? Not sure that's the best idea, but I'm about to do it and hope that no one gets hurt. That's what we're doing. We're going 7 deep just because we can. Let's see what happens. This could be a really bad idea, but let's just see. All right, simulation is over. Had a rough start to the season, but ended up finishing with 48 wins. John Morant, MVP. Wembanyama doesn't even need to be said. Russell Westbrook, 6th man of the year. Giannis, defensive player of the year. Paul Reed, the most improved. And Devin Booker, the clutch player of the year. Grizzlies getting the 1 seed in the West. And the Miami Heat getting the 1 seed in the East. Let's go ahead and see. No Celtics seem to have made the All-NBA first team. Jason Tatum made the All-NBA second team with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then looking at the All-NBA third team, still no players from the Celtics. So that is all for that. No one on the All-Defensive first team or the second team. All right, let's go ahead and look at the standings. Boston finished with the 3rd seed. Well, actually, technically tied for the 2nd seed with Cleveland. Cleveland wins the tiebreaker, gets the 2nd seed, so Boston gets the 3rd seed. Wow, Miami had 57 wins. That is very impressive on them. New York, wow. Yeah, that's how much separation there was from top to bottom for the Eastern Conference, that the 6th seed in the playoffs for the East has a losing record. Not too often you see that only the top 5 in the conference have a winning record. That must mean the West must have really outdone themselves. And wow, yeah, Grizzlies with 62 wins. Portland made the playoffs, and not only that, but they got the 2nd seed with 55 wins. Clippers with 52 wins, and yeah, unfortunate for anyone below there. Yeah, so Phoenix, if they were in the East, they would have most definitely been in the playoffs, but in the West, they are stuck with a 9 seed for the play-in. Looking at the stats for the Boston Celtics, and Bradley Beal was the highest leading scorer. However, it wasn't even that high compared to our other simulation where we had him in. He only got 20 points per game here. Anthony Edwards with 18, Lauri Markkanen with 17. We just have so many scorers that, gotta spread the wealth around, I guess. No one really stood out and became the dominant leader in scoring on this team, which is totally fine. As long as they're winning games, I have no issue with that at all. Medu somehow got some starts. I don't know how that came about. Must have been because of some injuries. CJ McCollum got a few starts. Mitchell Robinson started for roughly half the season. And also Delano Banton had a couple starts. Okay, so that's what happens when you let the CPU kind of take control of things. After the first injury, I just said, you know what? Let him run wild. Let the CPU coach do his thing with the rotations, because we had like 12 wins and 12 losses at that moment. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe only going 7 deep in the rotation was a bad idea. So that's what we did. Looks like as far as assists go, again, just kind of spreading the wealth. No one really stood out. We have 2 players averaging 5 assists per game, another 2 players averaging more than 4 assists per game. And then with the rebounds, kind of the same situation. No one really stood out. Mitchell Robinson got the closest to 10, but we have, 3 players with higher rebound numbers. And again, totally fine by me. As long as they're shooting good percentages, I have no beef with that at all. Now, as far as the players that we traded away, again, if we go over to the Minnesota Timberwolves, that would be where Jason Tatum got sent in exchange for Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. We have Tatum getting 32 points per game, 9 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1 steal. He's shooting a very good percentage from 3 and from the field. Al Horford, he got a few starts in as well, and, not that great of stats, but he's not really expected to ever contribute that much. So I think that's okay, and it looks like the Timberwolves at some point traded away Rudy Gobert. Now, the Knicks got Jaylen Brown in exchange for Jalen Brunson, and Jaylen Brown got 25 points per game, 6 rebounds, and some good shooting stats as well. Derek White started most of the season for the New Orleans Pelicans. He got 11 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Shooting was not too bad, not too bad at all. Nothing impressive, but not bad. Drew Holiday got 16 points per game, nearly 5 rebounds and 6 assists with 1.4 steals, so doing what he needed to do, and honestly, he's probably a better fit for that Suns team than having Beal in there. You know, they already have 2 scorers in Devin Booker and Durant. They needed a true point guard, and they needed someone with some defensive ability, so I think that probably works out a little bit better for them in that regard. And then the Jazz with Porzingis, he only played in 38 games, was injured for some of them, and that time he had 21.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, and a block, shooting 39% from 3. So all in all, a short but good season from Porzingis. All right, so let's go ahead now. We're going to simulate the play-in, and instead of the Boston Celtics being our matchup, since we are the Boston Celtics in this Restart Challenge video, we are going up against the New York Knicks with Jaylen Brown. So potential for a revenge game here, or a revenge series, I should say, from Jaylen Brown, as he is one of the big 3, if you will. I would say the big 3 of New York is Jaylen Brown, RJ Barrett, and Julius Randle, if you want to call them that. So let's go ahead and start simulating some games. Boston winning game 1. Winning game 2, looking good so far. Going up, all right, 2-1 now. Please don't tease me again with these 3-1 leads. Do not be blowing a 3-1 lead. There we go. All right, winning the series in 6 games. Go ahead and simulate the rest of the round. And Cleveland is the round 2 matchup, and it looks like they have pretty much the same lineup. Although I don't see Evan Mobley. I do wonder, he must be injured. And yeah, that is the case. Evan Mobley is hurt right now, so potential that we have a little bit of an advantage there as winning game 1 here on the road. Going ahead, it's going to tie up in game 2. Cleveland winning game 3, going to tie it up in game 4. And Boston going up 3-2. Please, 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 let's go ahead and win this. There we go. This is the farthest we've ever gotten so far. And of course it would be the Boston Celtics because, I mean, like I said earlier, they were the ones just kind of making things difficult for us in the other videos. But now here we are in the conference finals against the number 1 seed Miami Heat. They went ahead and signed Kevin Porter Jr. That seems to be a common trend right now. 2K is Miami signing Kevin Porter Jr. And as for the rest of the team, they did trade for Clint Capella at some point and Ben Simmons. Wow. Okay, so a lot of non-shooters on this team. They have Dennis Smith Jr. as well. Let's go ahead and start simulating the games. Miami winning game 1, winning game 2. Uh-oh. All right, let's see if we can make a comeback. Tying it up 2-2. All of the games have been won by the home team so far. Let's go ahead into Simcast now, going into game 6, down 3-2 in the series. So far, it's sort of neck and neck, going back and forth. A lot of lead changes in this one. Now it looks like Miami is, yeah, they're starting to pull away. Not really any hope for us. And there you go. Boston Celtics have been eliminated in the conference finals. So that marks the farthest that we've made it so far, losing in 6 in the conference finals. Again, the goal in these videos is to make the finals and win, to be champions within the same year. And this is the farthest we've gotten so far. It felt like the Celtics were one of the teams where we might have a better chance because of all the depth. And, I mean, that's true. It's the farthest we've gotten so far. Made it to the conference finals to simulate the rest of the playoffs. Memphis makes it from the West. And if we go ahead and simulate, Miami is going to win another championship with all those bigs on the team. You know, all of Ben Simmons, Clint Capella. I don't know what they were trying to do there, but it worked. Jimmy Butler gained Finals MVP. That's the video. Let me know in the comments down below. There's a lot of other trades we could have done. Which ones do you think would have been better for us to do? Let me know. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.